Hello, everyone. Welcome to Arc 3, Episode 10 of Itaewon by Night, our finale. Thanks for the wait. Meet us after the break for Itaewon by Night announcements. As a reminder, still have that tip menu. They might need some. Stuff today. Our usual content warnings for the show can be found by the Twitch command, ! Warning. As a reminder, for our very last time until Season 2, our usual content warnings for the show are substance use, emotional and memory manipulation, induced memory loss and infatuation, disappearances, historical themes of real-world war and colonization, and other dark themes. My name is Josephine. I'll be your storyteller at Scary Dog Friend, and I'll pass it on to Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen/Youngles on the interwebs. I play Wendy. I just want to say we all look really good today. So, not that we don't look good every day, but let's just... And I will pass it up to Hamna.
Thank you very much, Wendy. Hello, everybody. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and today I will be playing Cerise Shaheen, who uses they, them pronouns, our fledgling Ventru. And with that, I will pass it over to my sire.
Hi everyone, my name is Jay. I use they them pronouns, and today I am playing Viridian Song, who uses they she pronouns. And as stated, I am Cerise's sire and Ventru Ancillary. And last but not least, I'm passing it right below me to Fabs.
Hey, howdy. How's it going? I'm Fabs. Tonight I am playing Jet the Thin Blood, possibly for the last time. No, I'm kidding. That's not true. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it back to Joe.
Alrighty. To recap from last episode, Viridian flashes back to a conversation with Tebi Min, goddaughter of Ophelia, the heir to Min banking, well before our current mystery. We peer behind the veil of Debbie's insecurities as a leader, unsure of her ability to stay committed to not only her personal relationships, but also as an heir. The Coterie follows the violin music they hear just outside of the location of Viridian's body cellar. Natalie, bleeding and dirt-covered, playing her violin, speaking in riddles, standing on top of an abandoned playground slide. She says, "This is a game. My prize has always been your, as in Jet's life. Our family can hurt us too. And one person's blood must be spilled, and it must be mine." Through Wendy's share the senses, she refers to herself as a pawn, needing to push Jet to kill her so that she doesn't have to. Another reveal that Natalie provides the Coterie is Ouroboros, our alchemic cult, revealing the Ouroboros obstructing the Min family's interest in orphans by their belief that the orphans will cause the end of the world. La Habanera is staked out by Calliope, who says there are 2 men in 8-hour intervals who guard one door on the 3rd level. Wendy and Cerise go up as Viridian and Jet stay behind, waiting for their cue to help find Ethan. Cerise appears to Ethan as his older brother. Ethan says he has seen supernatural things and dreamt about being able to move strange force fields. He is battered, bruised, and bewildered. Wendy, having dealt with and distracted the guards on current post, finds herself hungry enough that she finds unpasteurized human blood for the first time. We end with everyone going into Cerise's apartment. Jet asks Calliope if she knows anyone who can engineer or mechanize a sort of Rube Goldberg machine. And she does. Jet hops into her car, and before the new day, we roll into that scene in the car very quickly. Calliope is driving with Jet in the passenger seat. Am I going just like on the general highway? Is there anywhere that... What's up?
Yeah, we can go on the highway. I just really wanted to know whether or not you can help me with this. Also, if you could, can you just keep it quiet from Viridian?
That's an interesting thing to say to me.
Honestly, I don't really understand how... No, I do understand how ghouls work. I know how hard it is. Look. I just don't want Viridian... Just don't want them to stop this. If it's what it's meant to be.
Give her persuasion. Give her whatever you want persuasion.
See, going manipulation and persuasion.
Yeah, that's fair.
Seven dice. Let's see. Okay, I'm good. Okay. 7.
1. Cool. If you just speak vaguely enough, in technicality, I won't know a thing.
You know, that's fair.
I guess.
How about you just get me in contact with this person? I'll take care of everything. You wouldn't know anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is the specifics?
I need
Well,
somebody...
sorry, not the specifics, but what do you need, I guess?
I need somebody who can make me a box, an automated box. And that's
Okay.
all I'm going to tell you.
Okay. I mean, I've been in contact, been doing a lot of work with Viridian's hacker. Is kind of I thought that we wouldn't have to hide anything in particular to Viridian, so I did offer and only know another one of Viridian's employees. But I think Cinnabar would be able to help.
Okay. Well, that's perfect then. Are they a ghoul like you, or?
No. Malkavian.
Oh. Never really dealt with one of
Calliope's
those.
phone rings. Through the Bluetooth of the car is just like, it's somehow not even a number shows up, but just like a string of letters and numbers, almost like an automated Google password shows up as the contact. With sort of a vocal filter speaks through the Bluetooth of the car. And with like a pitched down, like layered voice. Someone call?
I look at Calliope and he's like, are they always listening?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, hi. I'm Jet. Associate
I know.
of... Okay. That makes me a little uncomfortable. Look, I got no time to do that right now, but, maybe you and I can talk? The sun's almost up, and how are you even... You know what? Don't ask, don't tell, right? I need to talk to you, and I need to talk to you without Calliope here, so maybe you can call my phone and we can continue this conversation.
Sounds good.
Fantastic.
Some kind of box?
Yep. Some kind of box.
Interesting. Okay. And then there's the car Bluetooth, the phone call hangs up, and fairly quickly to your phone is a destination pin drop.
Okay. Hey Calliope, thanks. How are you doing?
That's an interesting question, I guess. I haven't really had a second to let Viridian know, but I have been getting the calls of Kungmin Kim's family. I don't really know what to do about that quite yet. But managing the many subsidiaries, getting people surface level what they need, and only really working on that for now. I'm trying to not get in too much into Viridian's business.
Well, I just, I know Viridian cares about you a lot, and I guess I can sympathize having mortal companions. So, just wanted to see how you are.
I don't know if it's appropriate to say. I didn't know that you were a ghoul.
For a while, yeah. A long time ago. That's how it started.
Well, I'm sorry it wasn't as good as of an experience.
I won't lie, it was, but it only came to shit after. I wasn't really well aware that it wasn't the relationship that I thought it was. Do you want to be like us? Are you trying to be like us?
No. I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing. It doesn't help. I was already a workaholic when I was alive. So
Hey, at least vampire blood doesn't have the same crash as fucking cocaine, so hey, got that.
I wouldn't know, but I'm sure.
All right. Look, might be dicey next few days, so take care of yourself. And thanks again.
Yeah, the one thing I know for sure is if I don't need to be in the room or don't need to hear something, you gotta get out of there.
Yeah. Also, if things get lethal, I'm pretty sure Viridian would want you to get out of there too, so. Alright.
Yep.
Yeah, this is me. I'll
Okay.
catch you later. Alright.
I'll see you. Bye-bye. Then lets you out of the car. Is there anything that Jet does before we roll into the next day?
I go into the location that is pinned.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know what Jet sees before we...
You go into what looks like an abandoned apartment building. It specifically leads you to a subterranean, an underground apartment similar to Wendy's sort of old digs. And through somehow these apartments shouldn't or don't have these types of peek holes where you're able to slide it back. Do you knock or make any sort of...
I look around, it seems like there's no cameras, so I just knock.
That little peek hole slides, and all you see are reflective glasses reflecting your own face back to you.
That's a little jarring. Hey, I'm looking for Cinnabar.
Come on in.
All right.
And you are welcomed into what seemingly looks like a kind of techno cave, some living room, sort of studio situation. This does, all intents and purposes, look like a not a main base. It's messy, junk food everywhere, Monster energy cans. But who sits before you is a tall, lanky person in a red jumpsuit, combat boots, those reflective sunglasses, and sharp, shark-like teeth. Let's talk.
Yeah. And I just proceed to close the door, and yeah, we have that conversation about the box.
Yep. Got it. The next day rolls over. Wendy, Viridian, Cerise, and Ethan all resting in wherever the types of arrangements are going on for sleep in Cerise's apartment. Jet, join whenever. Everybody, please give me that rouse check.
I rolled an 8.
Beauty.
I succeeded.
I also succeeded.
My dice have finally decided to be interesting. So I'm finally back at 1.
Oh, back at Hunger 1. All right.
As soon as I walk through the door and I see Wendy, I just go, yo, think fast. And I kind of like chuck them like a small kind of like care package that contains like a blood bag, like twice the amount of chocolate and a few kind of pouches of this chilled like banana drink that I normally give Wendy and partake in myself.
So my athletics is really bad. So I'm gonna imagine that Wendy is not very good at catching. And kind of like, I don't know if you want me to roll for it or do you want me to just like improv, but I imagine that Wendy like is like, huh? And then like notices the stuff coming at her and just like throws her hands up really quick, but like forgets that her reflexes are a little bit better than maybe they were before. So like then they're like, oh okay, and like they like very messily catch it and then fumble and straighten themselves up. Just like, thank you for this.
Must be starving from last night, so
Right, because I didn't eat. Yep, that happened. You're right. I am starving.
okay.
Wendy just takes the blood bag and just walks up to the corner. What'd you say?
Oh no, I'm just.
Oh, okay.
Is everything okay,
Didn't say
Wendy?
shit.
You're a little jumpy right now. Did something happen last night that you're?
I mean, no. I beat up some guys. Nothing else happened with that, so.
Okay.
I feel like Jet has known Wendy long enough to know that
Yeah.
something is not correct.
Yeah. And yeah, Jet is probably going to just leave it alone. I think I think the time that Jet and Wendy have spent together, Jet knows that if Wendy is going to be ready to talk about it, they'll talk about it with Jet. So he's like, all right. And actually, Jet also hands Wendy a pistol separate from his, so he doesn't have to go unarmed. In case things get hairy again,
Yeah.
so we have our own.
Cerise got me this cool little bag. Like, look how cute I got it. Because, like, Wendy's not used to having pockets except for sweatshirts. So, kind of puts it in her, like, coach purse bag thing that they got for her.
And I think this is when like Cerise kind of like walks out of the bedroom, like dressed and like ready for the day, and kind of like sees the tail end of this interaction where Wendy puts this pistol into the bag, and just kind of goes, "That wasn't meant for weapons, darling." But do we really think that we're gonna need that?
We don't know. But, hey, good evening to you too, Princess.
Good evening. Where were you all night? Or all day?
I just had to restock. And he just like opens his jacket and you can see there's like several lollipops and several glow sticks. Yeah. Never
Wendy
know.
just holds up all the stuff that Jet got her. Just
And
gave
that.
her. He's like, yeah. See?
Big haul.
Yeah, I would have gotten you and Viridian something, but I know you guys have a particular taste.
That's okay. We're picky eaters.
I know. Wasn't gonna
Yeah,
go
Wendy
back.
just kind of like goes back to the other corner and like doesn't want to be part of this conversation anymore.
It's like, yeah, I couldn't really find corrupt officials at a club, so
Surprising. I hear that they frequent clubs all the time.
not the ones that I go to. But maybe we
Good
can
to
get maybe we can do a tour and check out other places sometime.
If we have time after all of this stuff, anyway.
True. All right. I think at this point the two of you also notice Jet's a little like too stressed and lax. You start to see that his neck does have like these black veins protruding out of him. You're noticing that like his shoulder on the left side is kind of like darker, kind of not necessarily rotting, but definitely it looks like a bruise, but darker. So yeah.
I feel like Wendy would kind of like look at Cerise and kind of look back at Jet.
Yeah,
And then
I think.
just kind of go ahead.
No, you go.
And then just kind of like try not to be obviously pointing at the stuff.
Cerise, I think, like catches Wendy's eyes, and Cerise doesn't know how to be subtle. They will, I think, like look at Jet and then take a finger and like trace down the veins of Jet's neck, where the blackened veins are.
Oh.
You get into a fight last night.
Yeah. Got a little rough. Should have seen the other guy. Yeah. Where's Viridian at?
Viridian, I think, is still inside Cerise's room / bathroom. I think Viridian is on the phone with Calliope, as she always is in the morning, going over the day's affairs moving into night. And I think as you ask, like, oh, where's Viridian? You can hear like the tail end of Viridian's conversation as they are telling Cal that they will need to push all of their meetings that were scheduled for tonight because there are other things that I need to attend to. And then after doing that, Viridian hangs up, and I think the three of you can hear an audible sigh come from the room. And a couple seconds later, the door reopens, and Viridian is standing there wearing a different suit. I think I keep one set of clothes at your house, Cerise, just in case. It is a pantsuit that I don't wear very often. It is a very dark pinkish red color. Not my signature green. And I just stand in the doorway and look at you three. And I think Viridian just nods curtly to the three of you and just says, big night.
Mm-hmm.
You sleep well? And Viridian is looking specifically to Wendy on that question.
Yeah. I mean, crashed here enough that it's almost like my second home at this point. What about you? Did you sleep?
Yes, it was fine.
You okay, Sajangni? You seem a little distracted.
Just hungry. For the first night in a while.
I mean, you have
think it's
people for that,
stressed.
right?
I do. I've informed Cal. She said she would send someone over.
Good. Then, look, we don't really have that much time, so and Cerise kind of like gestures with their head over to the guest bedroom where Ethan is still sleeping at this point. We probably don't have that much time until he wakes up. So, what are we doing? What's the plan?
Out of character, real quick, I forgot to do this before anything. Since I followed over, could I have made a check to see if we were being surveilled outside?
Sure.
2 successes for wits and awareness.
Right. Other than just the general building's own cameras, nothing seems untoward. Nothing seems out of the ordinary.
I'm just gonna tell them look, I think we're in the clear. I came here. Nobody was watching the place, so I think we can take your time, but might as well see if he's okay.
They're bound to know he's missing by now.
He's been missing for a whole day now, so yeah, probably.
What is your plan, Cerise?
Well, I don't think that it's pertinent to tell him about his brother just yet, so I'm thinking we just pretend that he's still alive for now.
Are you going to wear his face again?
No. I think it is my house, after all. I am just going to go in, tell him that his brother dropped him off here, reasons unknown to me, and to talk about everything that he knows.
Do the three of us come in? And if so, what is our reason for being here?
If you would like to. Your reason, same as, you were there last night, right? All three of you?
True.
I was in the bathroom.
He wasn't lucid, though. How much would he remember?
That's fair. Maybe not a lot. Maybe everything. It's hard to say. Either way, I think it benefits from everybody having the information that he knows, especially Sajangnim, if it has anything to do with the Second Inquisition. Which you would know more about.
What if we test him? Like, when he wakes up, we just act like we're a bunch of friends that he had and met up with and got really drunk and came back with us, and maybe he will just tell us everything we want to know.
Wendy, look at me.
Yes.
Do you think he would buy that I am a friend of his?
He doesn't have to remember that he spoke to you, Viridian?
You could be my mom.
Or that. I actually like that idea much better.
And your mother is here with you because...
Emotional
Because
support.
I'm a student, and I also shouldn't be here. I'm just saying
Viridian is
it's
just
an
looking
idea.
very puzzled.
We can, I mean, Sajangnim, if you're okay with it, you could be Wendy's mom.
Does Ethan know who Viridian Song is, though?
He's a cop. So,
But you're wearing pink, and you never wear pink, so.
you know, if he's really out of it, that might work.
This is such a dude where's my car moment. Oh my god.
Just give Wendy a whole care package. What do you want?
Fair.
I like that we're operating on Superman rules here.
So, if we wake him up, or he wakes up, whatever, we'll just make. You don't have real food. We can't make breakfast. But we could, just be hanging out, and he could wake up, and then my mom shows up, and then we interrogate him.
I can probably just run and get food for him if
My
if we
mom
need.
shows.
It's a good plan as any.
This is going to work.
It's look, I think we just need to talk to him. And
I'm just going to sit in the corner.
I'm just gonna
Alright.
grab him some noodles, alright?
yeah, there's a corner store just down the street.
Yeah.
And I think then Cerise is gonna go and knock on Ethan's door.
Like a groggy. Yeah.
Sunghyun. Sunghyun, you awake?
Yeah. I can. Do you need me to go outside? What's?
Can I come in?
Yeah.
And I think Cerise is clocking that he does not seem phased by the fact that he is hearing Cerise's voice. Or doesn't seem confused by where he is or anything like that. And it's just kind of mentally noting that. And Cerise will open the door and walk, and leaving the door open so that if Wendy, Jet, or Viridian want to come in at any point, they can. We'll walk in, and
Ethan, who still that shaggy, longer years worth of hair growth and stubble and facial hair, he is considerably thinner, paler than maybe you remember. He's blessed with a shower and being able to brush his teeth properly and consistently. He is currently shirtless and dehydrated, so just the muscles are needs good food, and he needs lotion, and he's just dry and so unfortunate looking. And he is just still sort of moving his body slowly, he's still stiff and still I think the bruises he's been kicked in his abdomen often is sort of what he's dealing with, still flinching, but it doesn't seem as bad. And he's just moving to put a shirt on, whatever was supplied for him if there was any, and he swings his legs over the side of the bed, looks at you. Wait. Wait.
And Cerise, I think, walks over, takes like a bottle of lotion that's like on the dresser and throws it at him. And
Ow.
they go to sit, like not hard, like gently throws it at him.
Yeah.
Not like fucking chucking
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And they go to sit at like the edge of the bed they cross their legs as they look at him. Are you feeling any better?
A lot better.
Good. Your brother brought you here last night. Said
Right.
that you had been trapped, kidnapped by your own commanding officer.
Yeah, I guess that is what I have to come to terms with. How did he get your address?
He's a cop. You should know.
I mean, I must have.
Your precinct's been keeping an eye on me for longer than I care for. So,
That's true.
well, your brother clearly thinks that you need a lawyer, and I am the best that there is. So, what's the issue? Why were you locked away? Your brother told me what you told him, but details.
I defended you. They were the superintendent. She said that she knew what you were. Not that you were working for anyone in particular, that you were dangerous, that there were other people like you that could put a greater strain on the neighborhood and the greater city. And I didn't know what I did, but I moved her.
Moved her? How? Like you pushed her? Or you grabbed her?
I wouldn't lay a hand on anyone. But I thought about it. And she was pushing me with this fervor I had never. She's not a passionate person, not even for her job. It was given to her, passed down. And I just wanted her to get away from me. Wanted her to not have her job anymore, and all of a sudden she was on the ground.
Have you ever done something like that before?
No. I can't even imagine how I would even try to do it again. But I kept dreaming about it. And I was ambushed and swarmed one day after work, after a late night, and beaten the shit out of. drugged and just taken in an incredibly dusty, horrible place. And I've been there. What month is it? What year is it?
And Cerise will relate to him the month and the year. Because I have not forgotten what month it is. And while they do that, I think they are looking at Ethan with this calculating look. And they move a little bit closer to him. And I think, they go to, like, hold his hands in their own.
Hold
Try it
yours.
again. It's important, Ethan. Try again.
I mean, I don't want to do it on you. I can try. Is there something that I can push, I guess?
I have a feeling that you're going to need more motivation than an object.
Am I supposed to?
Do you trust me?
Yes. You realize that he says that yes with he wants to trust you.
And Cerise, I think, remembers from last night the conversation that they had when Cerise was pretending to be Ethan's brother, and how Ethan had said that even if the things that he had been told about Cerise were true, that he would still love them. And keeping that in mind, I think part of Cerise wants to test it.
Okay.
And they know it's a terrible idea. They know that it's best not to, but it could be one way of finding out if what Ethan is saying is true. Not just about how he feels, but also about what he is capable of doing. And so Cerise, I think, goes closer to Ethan and says, like in a very low whisper, "You're gonna want to push me away." And as they do that, they flash their fangs at him
Okay.
in an attempt to scare him
Mm-hmm.
into pushing them away.
This will be a low difficulty. Give me a manipulation intimidate.
I only got one success, so hopefully it was very low.
You only needed one, absolutely. And I will roll something on my own. Okay. Effective. In a flash, in however much time, whatever happened, whatever is happening. How close are you together, and what is your grip like on his hands?
Inches apart, and when Cerise flashed their fangs at him, they held on. At first, that grip was very tight, very soft, comforting. But when they flashed their fangs at him, they tightened up to keep him there so that he can't just back away.
Soon, Cerise, you see him move not only his hand away from yours, just like attempting to like get it out within that fear, that shock. He also does something unconsciously, some hand sigil, some strange movement. And all of a sudden you are not enough to hurt or bruise a vampire, but you could imagine where it could become even more dangerous. But you are effectively pushed, shoved, without him touching you, your back kind of banging against the headboard of the bed, and it would be loud enough for at least anyone in the next room to be able to hear something falling or being pushed or something being punched or something.
And I think in addition to the loud banging sound, at least Wendy and Viridian, who are in the next room, and possibly Jet if Jet's back, also hear like a small sound of like coming out of Cerise, of like surprise or pain.
So how many of us can fit through the doorway at one time?
Probably only one.
So I think Wendy, hearing the bang for a second would be like, maybe it's Cerise doing it. And then hearing Cerise, like, the surprise noise, Wendy would immediately, like, probably banana drink in hand, lean from, like, where they are in the couch. Are we, like, I would imagine that I could, like, probably, like, because you said you left the door open. Was it, like, open?
Yeah,
Okay.
open like all the way.
So I kind of, like, lean in, and I guess see stuff, and I just, are you facing me? Can I hit him with my banana drink from where I am? I guess is really
Why not? Why not?
Yeah,
I say yes. The
absolutely.
orientation of Cerise's apartment allows you to hit him with the banana drink.
Okay.
Is
Because
based
that's what
solely on this.
I would like to do. I would like to just do that. Yeah, Wendy like kind of like leans over, gets up, and just like chucks the banana milk as hard as they can at the back of his head or wherever it needs to go.
I think when Wendy stood up, Viridian also stood up, and when Wendy moved forward, Viridian also took a step forward, and when you threw the drink at the back of his head, Viridian just, like, out of instinct just says, "Wendy!" And I guess it sounds an awful lot like your mom is scolding you.
You are my mom.
I need Wendy to call Viridian mommy at some point. I feel like that needs to happen.
Jet,
I think Wendy would be way too scared in character to call.
I'm probably still not there.
Okay, got it.
You got lost at the convenience store.
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna
right,
wait
that's
for the
right.
judge Myun.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
It does not take
Ethan-
this long.
Ethan is, the backside, shirtless, his hair, like, just took a shower yesterday, covered in banana milk. I'm so sorry.
Is he talking to me or to Wendy?
He's talking to Cerise right now.
But I
so he's
hear
just
it though, right?
ignoring. He's ignoring the fact that he got like bonked.
Well, he's like reacting, but he's like looking at you.
And then when he just goes, "Yeah, that's right. You better be." See, it worked.
Wendy,
Sorry. And, like,
why
goes
would you
back
do
to
that?
sitting.
Ethan just did that without touching me. And
Did
Cerise
what?
is like looking past Ethan to Wendy and Viridian.
I'm
Did what?
sorry.
Pushed me up against the bed.
Without touching you?
Yeah. And I think Cerise is like weirdly excited by this idea. I don't think that they think it's scary or unusual. I think they're excited by this idea. It's that's why the cops weren't looking for him, is because they think he's dangerous, just like us.
What do you mean? And Viridian's looking at you, Cerise.
Well, show them. Do it again.
I'm
I'm fine. I'm fine, Ethan.
Here. And Wendy takes another banana drink, because I gave her a couple, and like puts it on the floor and is like, do it to that. Do it to that.
There are so many more questions than I have, or a mental capacity to attempt to understand. What did you just... Looking at Cerise. Your teeth.
And I think Cerise quickly looks over at Viridian, with like a slight apologetic look, at that.
Viridian
then-
is like eyes narrowed at you.
By this time, you hear like the beeping on the door
Yeah.
of the lock. And I just like open and it's like, the hell's going on?
And I think Jet like walks in with like the takeout bag.
Yeah,
in
I
his
walk up with a
hand,
takeout
like-
bag, and I
just
have
see,
like
Viridian standing there, Wendy kind of half like leaning like on the floor squat style right in front of a banana milk, just like
and
And
my
Ethan's covered,
my head just
so.
pops up above Wendy's. What's going on here?
Well, how would you feel if I told you that your superiors weren't?
He just like... That I was put into an abandoned building for a year for not knowing something pretty standard for not knowing, I suppose.
I don't think so, Ethan. I think it had more to do with what you just did than it did with what you saw or what you knew or didn't know. In a weird way, it puts you in the same camp as us.
I mean, I guess the immediate instinct I have is to not be that disappointed, I guess. But my family...
What about them?
Am I just supposed to suddenly grapple with being able to hurt people and be gone, having been taken away from my family for a year because of something I didn't even know?
That is hard. I won't deny that. But there will be time afterwards to make reconnections with your family if that's something that you want to do. Right now, though, I think we have bigger problems on our hands. And Cerise looks over at Viridian. Second Inquisition?
Yes.
That's real, too?
Yes. What do you know about them?
Just that the superintendent is in league with what seems to be not even any Korean branches of anything, overseas American branches of something called the Coalition, to invite something more people by way of the military or tourism, just people with eyes and ears. And it was unnecessary. It was the amount of surveillance just put onto the regular everyday person just for what apparently is real magical creatures. Either way, even if it is, even considering it is true that there are vampires. I rejected I didn't want to be a part of it. And then it turned into all of this, I suppose.
You weren't working with them.
As far as I understand, she was maybe the first or part of something that was being sold the idea of it or something. There's nothing of the sort, nothing ever on my table, in my office anyway. I wasn't doing simple work, but I wanted to help people.
Shouldn't have been a cop if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So he knows what we are now?
Are we gonna move the banana drink, or are we not doing that anymore? Because I've been waiting.
Moving
You
the
see-
banana tree?
You see the banana drink kind of like shaking a little bit, but it's Kungmin.
I just hear him laughing from my iPod, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not you. Just hold on. He's got a pushy thing. Can you do the banana milk?
I
You
can
stay
push
out of here.
things.
No. He's like us.
So he's a vampire?
No, not like that, like us. Like, can do things that people can't do and should not be able to do, but can do. Can you just do the when he keeps like being like, yeah, can you just show him?
I
by
don't
doing
want
the
to. I don't want to try and do it.
Here,
again.
Wendy, let me help.
thing? Okay.
And Cerise is gonna go, and from across the bed, because Cerise hasn't moved yet, from the top of the bed, Cerise is going to all of a sudden, like 0 to 100, bound towards Ethan, like fangs out, like full on display, and go to try and tackle him, not to the ground, just on the bed so that he doesn't get hurt. But the idea is to scare him enough that he will do the thing.
I was trying to be nice. I mean,
He's not listening, so he needs motivation.
You've heard of carrot and a stick. Now get ready for banana milk and cerise.
Cerise. A bomb. With
A
no rolling. What ends up happening is just that like the banana milk gets like just slams against the wall so hard it just like explodes on everyone. It's, I think, namely probably Viridian, whoever is standing.
Wait, what explodes?
The banana,
banana
The
milk.
banana milk.
No. Okay.
A real bomb. explodes.
I think Wendy
Viridian-
too, because Wendy's like right in front of like.
Yeah,
no,
of
'cause it
course.
would've-
Everyone
whatever, but
gets splashed, yeah.
There's like a comedic shot of Viridian just dripping with banana milk.
Okay. Maybe we feed the man first? And I just like
yeah.
jiggle the bag.
Ethan's like hyperventilating under Cerise, just like
And Cerise is just like smirking on top of him. You always did need just a little bit of motivation. And they will roll off of him and gesture for Jet to give him the food.
Yeah, I just like plop it next to him. I'm like, I don't know what's the big deal. I can do the fucking thing too. It's just-
Yeah, but you're a vampire. And he's not.
Can you pull things at a thing? No, but you know what? It's.
I'm sorry, Jet. Would you like to push a banana milk too?
can there be no banana milk anywhere near me for the rest of my life?
Cerise, can I have a towel?
I'll get it.
Oh.
And Wendy gets up to like
Um, Ethan will. People will be dried off of banana milk. Ethan will eat his food, unless anything else wants to be communicated with Ethan. But he's exhausted again, and he will sleep for the next 18 hours.
Just 15 minutes of utter silence. Him eating, us getting cleaned up. No one talks. Fast forward.
I think during this time, like while we're all like drying off and whatever, Cerise is just like asking the rest of the group, basically about mages, people, humans that can do things, and like whether or not anybody else has ever like met somebody like this or has heard of somebody like this before.
I mean, he could also be a ghoul.
Can ghouls do stuff like that? And there's
Ghouls do gain powers from their creator.
I don't think that he's a ghoul because up until I told him, he didn't seem to think that vampires were real.
I mean, it's possible that he
Is
was
lying.
just that, or maybe he doesn't.
He can't lie to me.
Maybe that he didn't know that he was consuming vampire blood.
How do you not know?
Last time we saw him, he was pretty out of it.
He did that before he got kidnapped for the first time, according to him.
Oh. I guess I missed a lot of conversation while I was... Maybe we can ask your neighbor if they know anything about mages?
We'd have to find her first.
True.
Oh, wait, actually. And Cerise looks at Viridian. I suppose you always have her in your pocket, don't you?
I do.
We could ask. But this complicates Kangmin's death more, I think. I don't think that the two are unrelated.
Lovely storyteller. What does Viridian know about mages? If anything.
I mean, give me an intelligence occult.
Okay. Where did my character sheet go? Intelligence. Cult. 2 successes.
I think, yeah, historically, I think in your mind it makes sense that there are people that there are magical creatures and people who have become things. There's always been this concept of proximity to magic, that even something as simple as entering into dreams, entering by inheritance through blood or whatever, it's possible. They very well might exist. Probably. It's very much like it makes sense that they do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Viridian would relay the information that she knows, and then when Cerise mentions Key's key, Viridian will just nod and say, okay, I will go fetch it from my not banana milk stained coat.
I think...
And turns on her heel and goes back to where the coats are hung.
I think on your way to get your coat, because Viridian hasn't seen it yet, Viridian, you probably notice, I probably take off my shirt or whatever with absentmindedly, and now you see the diablerie scars on my neck.
Viridian clocks that and goes to grab the coat. Reaches into the pocket, takes the key, walks back, and will just kind of like be staring at your neck while she passes the key to Cerise. And then we'll just look at you and say, what's that?
Oh, it's just a bruise. Don't worry about it.
No. It's not just a bruise, Jet. What happened?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Don't lie to me.
We have a lot of other problems right now. It's the least of our worry.
I'm worried.
And I just pull up to the side. It's like, let's just talk about it later. I'll tell you everything. Yeah.
I'll hold you to that.
He just nods and just goes to the fridge and just like remembers, oh yeah, Kindred fridge. Nothing's in here. And just like pops like candy from the convenience store bag.
While the two of them were talking as well, I think Cerise went over to Wendy and said, "Hey, Ethan said something about using the military to bring in something related to the Second Inquisition, to this coalition. That phone number I gave you, do you still have it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Might be worth calling. When he gave it, or when I got it, I was told that it is for somebody at the military base."
Right, yeah, totally. On it. I'll take care of that. Probably right now, because I don't think anybody needs me for anything. Unless you do, which be here.
Always love having you around, Wendy. You know that.
Okay, I'll go do that. And then Wendy goes off to make the phone call in like the other room.
In the other room, you look at the phone number. Doesn't seem like anything you've seen before. Well, give me something. Hang on.
Okay. What about? Wait, I could do insight or like streetwise because I have black market, which is usually really
Yeah.
tied to the military. Okay.
Yeah, you can give me intelligence streetwise, or yeah.
What's that?
4 successes.
Okay.
This number does look familiar. This is a number that you have interfaced with before. In what context? Something regarding your own investigations. Something that feels maybe a little bit too close to your memory for comfort.
Okay. I guess in that case, Wendy would try to text it first rather than call it.
Okay. It doesn't seem to work as a textable phone number.
Of course it doesn't. Okay, fine. She just like takes a deep breath because she hates calling people and just dials the phone. Texting is the only modern good invention. Past 30 years.
You call.
Mm.
It takes a while before, when it does pick up after a painstaking only a few seconds, they're shuffling almost as if someone is trying to find the phone with which you were calling from. Who is this?
This is Lisa. Who is this?
I don't know anyone by that. How did you get this number?
It was given to me.
Above table, Cerise would have told Wendy that this number came from Chosera.
Okay,
The police.
so then that's what Wendy would
yeah.
say. That Chosera gave it to me.
Okay, Wendy, you're gonna have to give me. You can give me a charisma or manipulation plus subterfuge. Or if you want to try and pass off this lie or whatever you want to try to do, you just need to give me something to keep.
Yeah, subterfuge works. Subterfuge.
Okay.
Charisma. Can I do manipulation instead of charisma?
Of course.
Okay. Two successes. Maybe one.
You got 2.
Two.
Okay.
Wendy?
Damn it! Yeah. Yes.
There's a pause. You got this number from Chosera?
Is that bad?
Is she dead?
I have no idea. I don't think so. Shouldn't. Like, why are you on the other side of the number?
Something shifts again. The sound seems more clear. And a clearly American
Oh god.
with a Massachusetts sort of flair accent to it speaks up. It is bad.
Of course it's you. Okay, how bad?
It means that she went a lot farther than I ever thought that she was going to go.
That who was gonna go farther?
The head of police herself.
Oh, right. Yeah. So me having this number is a bad thing, right? That's what you're telling me.
It was just surprising.
Okay.
This isn't. You have a couple burners, I have a couple burners, right?
Yeah, but see, we used to have this thing where we'd tell each other what the burners were. So now I'm a little confused because you've been asking me for information on stuff or was going to ask me for information on stuff, but it seems like you've had more information than me this whole time.
You can feel him start to get defensive. Listen, there's plenty of things that you are also aware of. There's a whole world of undead that if I tap into, I'm dead. I just die, Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
There are things I have to make sure are still going, walls I have to keep up to make sure that I'm still okay.
Yeah. Okay. And how bad is it for you right now? Are people purposely hunting you because of what you are, or are you kind of safe? behind the military right now? Kind of just weaving and bobbing between the things that are happening. I'm just a little confused that this is your number. And I would like you to be very honest with me in how much you're involved in all of this Second Inquisitor bullshit.
They didn't call it that when they pitched it to me.
You've been pitched? Okay, not gonna, yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'd expect nothing less from someone like you, I guess, at this point. All right, so what were they called?
They just called it a general safety coalition that was beginning to start up in partnership of some. The document said some ambassadorship, some new international laws being made. But I checked them over too late. It's all bullshit.
You're so smart, Ted. So how long ago was this, though? Was this like, when we were playing house? Was this after we were playing house? Was this recently?
It was about a year or two ago.
So you're not as much of a piece of shit as I thought, but that's okay. A year or two ago. All right. So, why is this the first time I'm hearing about it from you?
I checked into it too late. It was something that just seemed to be local traffic shit. The one thing I didn't understand is why the military was gaining interest. Maybe it was Itaewon, maybe it's because of international laws, the neighborhood, the tourism, something.
That would make sense and make it easy to hide, and also easy for us to hide at the same time. Okay. So, how involved are you with them right now?
I hadn't heard anything since, I don't know. Since it was pitched, since that year ago, and then suddenly when that fucking... Someone gave her my name. And she was all over finding more contact information, finding more things than she really fucking should have. And apparently she had taken someone in. And I didn't know who or what was going on. But she's as someone as powerful of a place as she is, she does not have her brain screwed on quite tight enough. Her dad was previously the superintendent. You can imagine how that happened.
Yeah, I guess. So what did they want from you exactly?
They have records on me. They knew that I've been in another similar places, been here since the 80s.
They know that?
Wouldn't they? And then
I
my
guess.
involvement with Sofa.
Yeah, you were always too fucking good at your job for your own good. And Wendy like mutes the phone, puts it at her side, and is just like pacing and pacing, and then grabs like some very unbreakable trinket in Cerese's room, very unbreakable, and just like picks it up and like throws it across the room, and like goes to like make a sound to yell, but like nothing comes out, and they just collect themselves, unmute the phone. Do they know about me?
No one knows about you, Wendy.
Are you sure?
I mean, if there's anything more I can do about keeping you out of every military, American or Korean database, I have done more than I should have.
Okay. I guess I don't really know what to say right now. Because I figured something this big you would have shared with me, and you didn't. And I'm just going to be real with you. I feel very sad about it right now. And I will why would Chosuna give me your number?
I have no fucking clue. She doesn't. I don't. Like. She runs her mouth often. I don't understand how she could have cracked enough to give someone who's essentially doesn't exist this phone number.
All right. Okay. And Wendy, like, hold on. And she puts Ted back on mute and walks out to the group and is like, so, funny story. It's Ted. He's on the phone. He's muted. He can't hear us. But they approached him about the Second Inquisition, or Inquisitor, or whatever you call it.
Inquisition
And
was correct.
oh, thank you. And we're trying to recruit or something. He doesn't really know why we got this number, and I didn't know if maybe I was missing something that maybe you would know, because I'm also very confused and frankly a little emotional and upset. So,
Huh. I didn't think that it would be Ted. I'm really sorry about that.
it's okay.
No, I got this number out of her because put her in a trance, which, quite frankly, I'm concerned she might still be in, but that's a later problem. The point being that she just gave it to me when I asked her what she knew about all of this. She didn't say anything other than it would lead to somebody at the US military base.
I'm sorry. Are you calling a military base with a non-secure line?
What do you think? I am stupid? Of course I have a burner phone that I'm calling from.
Okay.
Sir. I appreciate your concern though, thank you, because sometimes maybe I forget to use the right phone, and I totally understand that I've done that before. And but this time I made sure that I was using the right phone.
Okay.
And I'm just, I don't, he's claiming not to know anything, and I don't think I believe him. But I also
You
kind
want
of
me to
believe
kill him?
at this point. I'm not going to say no, but I just want to make sure that I get all the information out of him that we can use, because he's pretty much telling me he doesn't know anything, which would make sense because he asked me for all the information and I'm obviously not there. So.
Well, which one of us do you think he would duck to?
Didn't you say he was interested in me?
Yes. Yeah, but and Wendy, like, I have an idea, and like unmutes it and is like, "Hey Ted, hold on, just talk to my mom really quick," and like she's already in the phone.
You are an orphan.
I mute the phone. I mute the phone and I look at Wendy and I'm staring at you, and Viridian says, "Why?"
He's doesn't want to be you. He's like, because the military's looking for you, right? So, you know, in case you wanted to talk to him without being Viridian.
Viridian, like, the reason I suggested that is that you said, which one of us would he want to talk to? And I thought maybe because you said he's interested in me, that I, Viridian Song, speak to him.
Yeah.
But now I have to be your mother?
Well, I mean, you could do my spirit mom. I'm just saying, you can be Viridian if you want to. I panicked, okay? Because he's been looking for you since the beginning, and I've been trying to not let him know that I was with you, and so... But you're right, because I think the only way we're going to get the information that we want is if we give him something that he wants, and I don't really want to do that.
Viridian will unmute the phone and just say, "Hi. Sorry, I was cooking dinner. How are you? Who is this?"
This is not Wendy's mother. Who is this?
What do you mean?
I've known them since the 80s, where they were in an orphanage.
Right, and you can adopt people.
You can adopt a full-grown person?
Yes.
Is this a...
I'm sorry, I don't know why my daughter handed me the phone. Who is this?
This is... whatever military rank Theodore Beaver.
Okay. Wendy, who, what? Like,
He's that guy I told you about that was looking for a really good place or bank, maybe network, to do businessy things with. Maybe you might know somebody that could help him, perhaps.
oh. Yeah. A bank? A local bank? You want a bank?
Do I want a bank?
A recommendation for a bank? Viridian can tell that this conversation is going sideways so quick. And so Viridian will pull the phone away from her ear and just hold it out and just say, "Oh, good heavens, my meatloaf." And we'll hand the phone back to Wendy and mouth, "What the hell?" Just hand it back to you. And actually we'll mute it before handing it back to Wendy, and then just says, why?
Cerise will intercept the phone. is going to take it. And watching this train wreck of a phone call happen in front of them is going to take the phone, unmute it, and just say, "Why are you lying, Ted?"
What?
It's
Who is
Cerise.
this?
We've met. Why are you lying?
Lying about what?
Clearly, you know things and have known things for quite some time that you have not been sharing with Wendy, which, quite frankly, I should kill you over. But for now, if you like your life, if you want to keep it, you will share everything with her, with us. And you know that's not an empty threat.
What all else is there to say? I've been a thorn in Wendy's side for the past 20 years. I've been fucking useless. What else could I
Understatement of the year.
provide or share or know? And at this point, if anyone who has spoken to Ted, or if Ted has been at any point on speakerphone, if people want to give me an insight.
I would.
Yeah,
love
I think
to do an
Cerise would
insight
have
check.
put Ted on speaker for this conversation
cool.
so everybody can hear.
I'm willing to let y'all do. Mm-hmm.
Oh, may I have my extra dice for lie detection?
Sure. Of course.
And should it be insight and what?
I'm willing to let you choose whatever.
Okay.
Four successes.
Great.
Despite rolling a crap ton of dice, that's 2 successes and a failure, a bestial failure on my hunker die.
Jen, you got 5 successes, not 3.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So you got a bestial failure.
Yes.
Okay. Take a note.
Is Jet rolling?
I got 2.
Jet, we got a 2.
Mm.
Wendy,
Yes.
you're the one that knows Ted. You're the one that's spoken to Ted. You're the one that has had this arrangement this entire time. That if he goes against you, you have all of his documents, all of the proof that he was part of the black market, of this sort of maintaining of false documents. The first text to, I believe it was Calliope or something from the beginning, was from an unknown number. And recently there was an unknown text once more to someone. Ted has helped you get a number of your burner phones. Ted is a very
Fucker.
technically well-equipped man. Why would he know that you are in danger? Why would he know? Why would he be at certain places? He hasn't needed any reason to show up or visit. This man who's been lying for maybe all his life. It's catching up to him now.
Good. So I guess Wendy would I imagine that during all of this, like the Wendy that everybody knows is like trying really hard to do things their way and the way they've always done things, and obviously, Ted's not cooperating, and Wendy doesn't want to be this person because they're very much instilling that like, oh, I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't want to be the person that like has to like, make trouble or whatever ingrained in their headspace since their entire life. But hanging out with the Coterie has done a lot for Wendy the past little bit. So Wendy kind of like leans towards the phone and is like, look, I get it. Big man, small campus. I do. But I've been really nice, and all my friends have been really nice. And now we're tired of being nice. And I will, if I have to, get your ass dishonorably discharged with all the information and the receipts that I have. And Cerise might want to kill you, but I will destroy your career. Which means no pension, no retirement, no money, no status, no title, no going home with your cushy retirement plan and your VA healthcare, which needs a lot of work, but that's a completely different conversation. And I don't know. I feel like it would be really sad for you to lose your entire 401k probably at the same time. And it might be better for you if you just tell me how much of this is you, because I'm starting to really think that you're the Second Inquisition people, that you're part of it all, which would not be good for you since I know where you are.
Viridian looks so proud of you, Wendy.
Jet, however, is just looking at Wendy and just like shaking his head. Just like kind of like trying to say like, end the call. I think this is a bad idea.
Cerise is not ending this call. Cerise is so proud of Wendy as well. Seeing them stand up for themselves like this.
It's like a long, palpable silence. I promise you. I don't know what the second whatever the fuck is supposed to be. I didn't. It was misguided. But I still wanted you to be safe. And I fucked up everything.
They're hunting us, you know that.
I do now. I don't think there's anything I can do to make this better.
But the first time I'm gonna speak up since it's on speaker. And I'm just gonna say, I think there is. It's Ted, it's me. We met violin guy.
Jesus Christ.
Whatever. If you do mean what you say, you're willing to prove it. I look at Viridian, and I'm just gonna say, how about you take a drink from Wendy? That way, There's no way you can lie to her.
What does that mean?
Excuse me?
Take a, like, just pick up a beverage
No.
somewhere?
No. If you want to serve Wendy, like you already are, and maybe even be a lot useful than you are already, then you'll drink some of their blood. You'll be their ghoul. That way, no lies. Full loyalty only to Wendy. And when this is all over, it's gonna be a rough time, but you can sever ties. Just stop it. But for now, this can guarantee true loyalty.
What a fantastic idea. Viridian speaks for the first time since pretending to be Wendy's mother.
Wendy, do you even want that?
I mean, that has a point, but at the same time, I don't even know if I want to see you ever again right now.
Well, at the very
So-
least, perhaps Ted could come meet us. Maybe my office.
Ted, Viridian song, Ted. Okay, there, it's out, it's
Jesus
open. She's not my
Christ,
mom.
Wendy.
It's Viridian song. I mean, in a way, she's kind of like my mom, but not like never mind. It's fine. We won't. It's fine. Yeah. So office, right? You know where that is, Ted, right? I mean, I'm sure you do.
I'm sure he does.
Ted, I'm gonna tell you right now. Between the two of us, we have a lot of eyes on the street, so just keep it to yourself. We'll know if you talk to somebody else.
And if you
I'm
do,
getting-
I'll step in.
I'm getting discharged no matter what, huh?
We can probably stop that. Just meet with us and we'll think of a compromise. Sound fine? Sound fair?
Sounds like
You don't have
something
a
that
choice.
is a long time coming.
Mm-hmm.
Is this happening now?
We got time tonight, yeah.
Okay.
I will tell the security guards out front to expect you.
See you soon, Ted. And remember, not a word to anyone. You want to keep your head on. And with that, Cerise will hang up the phone.
Wendy's gonna look at Jet and go, I'm gonna need new burner phones then.
I'll see what I can do. Also, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that you had to do this. If Viridian or Cerise can do it. I know there's a lot of burden that comes with it. I'd offer myself, but I just can't.
No, you're okay. I get it. I get it.
I would be happy to provide my blood should the need arise.
The only reason why I say it is just we could use Ted. He can be our eyes inside and he'll be loyal. I can't even imagine how pissed off you are right now and how much you don't want to see this person, but it's like it's a little bit of the lesser evil right now. I'm sorry.
And Wendy is just kind of like thinks about it a little bit and is like, no, like, I mean, Viridian choice is honestly, I don't know anything about having a ghoul or controlling another person. And I mean, I only just tasted real blood for like the first time the other day, and like I maybe
You did what?
What?
That's why you have
You
such a
have-
healthy glow.
I may have
During the stakeout.
it was just a tip, you know, just a little bit.
Still counts, hun.
And,
Welcome to the club.
Let's. I told Wendy's shoulders like, we'll talk about it when you're ready.
okay, yeah, that's a good idea. I just there's a lot happening really fast right now for me,
yeah.
and I think that maybe if Viridian is okay with being the one, I'm okay with it. But if it has to be me, I might be okay with that too. I just
It does
feel
not have
very...
to be you.
Okay.
By nature of me being older, my blood can sustain multiple ghouls.
Might actually kick in faster.
And
Honestly,
is, yes, more potent than yours.
yeah. The fact that we're both orphans, I don't know whether or not it's going to work properly with your blood. I've tried before and it doesn't really work with me. So,
Would be kind of fun to have a little pup dog kick around.
Yeah, and if he doesn't do what I say, then me or Cerise or both of us we can train him. I'm sure he's very delicious.
Okay, let's do that.
Viridian will pull out their phone and just quickly text Cal to tell the guards, the security for my office building to expect a Theodore Beaver or whatever his full name is. Ted
Can you-
Beaver.
Can you make him change his last name? Like, can you do that? Is that possible?
I think he can ask for a name change if he's going to stay with the government.
I also can just get his name changed.
True.
Yeah,
I know
can
people.
Make the papers. I just
No, we
on
don't
my-
even need papers. I can just. I know people.
Oh, okay. It's a thing. I mean, if we're gonna keep him around, you know, as a pet, I just feel like it would be better if we didn't have the same last name. That's all. So
Is your last name Beaver?
I don't want to talk about it. That there were some things that I had to do that I didn't want to do that had to make the papers look legit. So I
Oh,
that was,
I understand.
yeah.
If you would like your name changed, I can also
You know, that's probably
help
better.
you
I
with
could-
that.
Yeah, I could probably let's do that. He can
Yeah.
stay a beaver, and I can go back to something else or make it up. I don't know.
You can make up your own last name.
Oh, yeah. Or
Whatever
you
you
can take
like.
your mother's last name. Song. Wendy Song. I think that's cool.
I think that's a great idea.
Let's go.
Very common last name.
Wendy,
Wendy
it's
Woo
really
Warrior.
Homecoming queen.
Wendy Woo Warrior. That
Brenda
being
Song
said,
shows up.
that being said, why don't we go ahead and take a break?
Alrighty.
We'll be right back with some
Yay!
announcements. Come back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. to get into our announcements before getting right back into it. For Itaewon by Night news, for Season 2, we will be moving over to Bad House RPG for Fabian's Greater World of Darkness series, Darkness Eternal. So expect to see Ashes of New Amsterdam, a Mage the Ascension story starting Thursday, March 2nd. The Lion's Den, a Vampire the Masquerade Toronto setting, starting Friday, March 3rd. And then our Season 2 premiere will start Tuesday, April 4th, same time, 8 p.m. Let's get right back into it. We make the journey over to Viridian's office. Ted meets up, and the first, if not simply the final, blood bond is made. Wherever he is currently resting, we'll get to it. Key is communicated with. Key, in that delightfully mysterious way, says, "Oh yeah, if you ever want to get to know anyone from the Cult of Ecstasy, I know some joy bringers." And that's all she says about that. Cal approaches you, Viridian, a little bit with a quick scuttle. Wherever y'all are in terms of maybe you're not even placed properly anywhere, she rushes up. "Oh, Viridian.
Yes.
The one thing I wasn't able to move was Debbie's meeting with you. She was insistent."
Oh, yes, that's fine. When is that? Soon? Viridian will just check their watch.
Now.
Excellent. Is she downstairs, I assume?
Yeah.
You can send her up.
Okay. And then she goes off into another room, intercom, and a few minutes before, briefly, Debbie Min, heir to Min Banking, shows up looking somehow... What's up?
Oh, sorry. Before she arrives,
Go for it.
Viridian, because I'm assuming the other three of you are there as well.
I'm actually at the kimchi fridge.
Sorry, the dog that I'm dog sitting is making a lot of really suspicious sounds right now. One moment.
What are you doing at the kimchi fridge?
I am just ruminating.
Okay.
Because the kimchi fridge is housing Natalie.
It's housing Natalie.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, is Jet just having like an emo moment just by himself? No, that makes sense.
Makes sense now.
Yeah.
Now that I clear it up, yes. Yeah. I'm just by the kimchi fridge, just because I know how traumatic ghouling can be sometimes. So Jet kind of avoids the scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we rejoin? Does Jet will rejoin just like whenever?
Yeah, I'll probably rejoin after seeing
Whenever
Yeah.
you'd like. Yeah.
Sorry, what else? Sorry, what I was going to say is that the other two of you that are both of you are there at the office.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ignore me.
Okay,
Keep
I'll
going.
tell chat this. The dog that I'm dog sitting for apparently is very horny right now. I apologize. Anyways, the two of you are here at my office, right? Or did you
Yes,
two also
yes.
leave?
No, I would have. Yes, we are. I
Cerise, are you
am
still
also
here?
there.
Okay, so then Viridian would have just said, or would have asked you all if she could have this meeting in private, and probably would have just told y'all to wait in the lobby, or if y'all wanted to walk around. My office is located next to lots of fun places. I don't know. Yeah.
Hey, Wendy. Let me take you shopping.
Okay.
I think Cerise will take Wendy shopping. Because if we're going
Hell
to
yeah.
have a political confrontation tonight, I think Wendy should look very powerful doing it.
That's a good idea. Great idea. And I think Ted is just like, I think Cal is gonna watch Ted. Given that Cal
In
is the
another
other,
room.
yeah. Somewhere else.
Debriefing.
Anyways, okay, so yes, the this is how you be a ghoul for Viridian. This is how you don't piss him off, kind of conversation. So you were saying Debbie Min comes in.
She comes in. She's looking less put together than usual. Still in a suit, but the button up, maybe like the collar isn't super as pressed. Maybe one of the cufflinks of hers is loose and unbuttoned. She's looking as however possible tired. She comes in moving long hair out of her face and eyes. Your ghoul said that you were moving meetings back?
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening. I'm sure you've heard the rumors about the Second Inquisition. Also, you look terrible.
Thanks. That's great. That's really cool. Rumors are facts that they are about.
Well, rumors, but I'm here to tell you that it is fact and trying to get it handled so that it doesn't become a bigger problem.
You're gonna handle the entire Second Inquisition?
No, but I'm trying to get ahead of this. There's a lot of things at play right now, and so I will admit that I am a bit more stressed than normal.
She's gonna sit in the chair before your desk. Are y'all in like your office proper?
Yeah.
Got it.
So Viridian's office is really, really spacious, and they have like their formal desk at the far end of the room with like 2 chairs in front of it. But this office is large enough that there's also like a 6-person meeting table with like a video screen for meetings, and then there's also a sitting area with couches and a coffee table and like those like fancy coffee table books that like are just there to look nice. Like nobody really actually looks at them. So I think we're sitting out on those couches because I think that's
okay. Got it.
Viridian normally prefers to sit behind their desk and be all CEO about their meetings, but with Debbie it's different.
Well, any updates on your case?
We found the person who killed him. And I will say that finding this one answer did not help in the sense that it only opened up more questions. And with everything else happening, it's been a lot. I think Viridian like is visibly a little bit deflated, which I think she's been keeping her poise up around the rest of the coterie. But as soon as this door closed to the meeting, I think we as an audience see Viridian's posture change. Almost mirroring how Debbie looks as well, a little bit disheveled. Suddenly, the banana juice stains on her suit are a little bit more noticeable.
So you have a person. Who?
Before I tell you, because I will tell you, I do want to know what is why are you stressed? I can tell you are stressed. What is stressing you?
We don't. Every day I'm stressed. Every day there's another fucking problem. There's another thing.
Are the Hinos really giving you that much of an issue?
I mean, apparently they have been more galvanized to cause problems. They have been pushing back on being late, causing problems with the properties that we are rightfully buying out. They are beginning to bribe people against us, apparently. You were saying?
Yes, they approached me, actually, which I find very funny given my public support of you and your family.
And what did you say?
What do you think I said?
I don't know. What did you say, Viridian?
No.
Well, good.
But I knew that he was getting desperate if he would ask me.
You're a powerful person.
Is that
Makes
the only
sense, I
thing that
suppose.
is stressing you?
Lots of things to be stressed about. I'm here to get your report.
How are things with your godmother?
I mean, is there any other way that they're supposed to be? They are.
I don't know.
They're stressful. They're. But more is coming from it. I'm seeing a horizon, I think, finally.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, we already have plenty of banks internationally, and I want to, honestly, to stop talking about fucking banks. There are positions opening up even in our world, Viridian. New things to see, new things to become. And there's been an interest for some roles in America. You know, the Camarilla.
Yeah. I do.
Well, they've been making some pitches.
Who?
New York.
Mm. What do they want?
Rather than what they want, it is an opportunity for me to get the fuck out of here. Still doing the same thing, but just as you are able to disappear, have your own sort of new life, I could have half of that, maybe.
Viridian's eyes soften, and I think her face is a mixture of almost pity and also concern. And Viridian will reach across the coffee table to just like gently caress Debbie's hand.
You find
And-
that she's really uncomfortable with it, and like I think eventually she just kind of like tries to politely slide it out of your
and
grasp.
Viridian will pull their hand back and put it back in her lap, and she says, Camarilla are different. They are strict. I worry if freedom is what you seek, you will not find it with them, especially
I won't be
in a place like New York.
entering into any small thing. I won't have to change too much how I am currently operating.
What I'm saying, Debbie, and I mean this, speaking from firsthand experience, if escape is what you seek, you won't find it in the States. But perhaps there's an alternative.
What could you possibly have an alternative for that doesn't also just have the incredibly watchful, godful eye of a mother?
What if that watchful eye looked the other way, or otherwise was absent?
She looks at you for a few seconds. Children are still loyal. There could be an interesting upheaval over rather than the eldest, the more successful, the bigger child. If I had any part in that. We're also talking about the person who is going to gift you many favors, many things, if you say that you have solved the mystery.
What if I told you that this person, if we're speaking ambiguously, what if I told you that this person seems to be associated with the person who has committed the very crime we were sent to solve? Complicates things, doesn't it?
That would be ridiculous.
I'm just speaking in hypotheticals.
If my godmother sent all of you after the person who murdered someone.
My employee. Well, ex-employee.
Right. She furrows her brow. Well, what do you think?
What do I think?
Why would someone send chickens headless running around?
Perhaps to see what the chickens can find out. To see if the chickens really are chickens or if they are something else.
My godmother is a powerful person. Damn near fucking omnipresent. But that is inefficient work, wouldn't it be?
Exactly. Which makes me wonder why we were sent on the mission at all.
Wouldn't a little mission garner some community? Wouldn't it maybe provide an opportunity for some orphans to make a name for themselves? It would have
Now,
done.
you don't really think that I and my child and the other two were sent on this wild goose chase just so that we could all become closer friends.
No.
Or even that Jet and Wendy could make a name for themselves. That doesn't make any sense.
Jet, as far as we all understand, is certainly perfectly capable of that. But this would give him much. Tangibly, substantially. Create infrastructure around his name, similarly for Wendy, whoever she actually is. The four of you were favorited for certainly whatever my godmother has in her own reasons in her own mind. But she is, again, watchful. Trusts you, regards you as, if appropriate, another daughter or so.
I know. That's why I am confused and I'm looking to figure out what really is happening here. But regardless, and I think Verdian then will go on to explain pretty much all the details of the stuff that we've discovered, the blood root specifically, because that's important to know for other kindred, and the news of the Second Inquisition, and that there's people in the police department who are working with them, the death, and I think the last thing Viridian will say is not giving Natalie's name, but will say that the person that we tracked down, who we heavily suspect is the one who committed the murders, is another kindred who was associated with one of us. I think Viridian just leaves it vague. But is able to, but talks more and focuses more on the how surprising it was that it was someone that we knew instead of just some random person. And then actually the actual last thing that Viridian will tell Debbie is about Ted and how Ted now is a retainer of mine.
And is there a reason you're still not giving me a name?
We don't know for sure yet, and I would like to solidify all of the facts before I potentially ruin someone's reputation. You understand?
Either give me a persuasion or a deception, or not fucking D&D, subterfuge with whatever you'd like.
I will use persuasion, and can I use composure since I am lying
Sure.
to a close friend of mine? Okay. And yeah, never mind. 6 successes.
As Debbie looks over you, hears your words, before ruining anyone's reputation, you've seen Debbie's teeth. You've seen her eyes. Always composed, always inside of her mouth as much as possible.
Same.
But something snaps. Her eyes, unable to read you, unable to decipher this very business-like conversation with all the mannerisms. Eyes narrow. A crinkle in her nose and like the lines in her face beginning to grow frustrated, then angry. And the corner of her mouth quirks up as her teeth finally show. She begins to lean forward, eyes beginning to glow lighter, a different, redder color than just the usual dark brown of her eyes. She licks her teeth. Give me a fucking name, Viridian.
Why?
Taking these up. That's the whole fucking point of the mission, isn't it? Report back to Ophelia. Get your prizes. Move on with your fucking life. Everyone can go back to fighting each other rather than this truce that clearly hasn't worked at all.
I don't know why you are angry at me, Debbie.
Because as someone who we trust over at Min Banking, I would have loved some directness. Thank you for all the details, the clues. It's helpful. But we need a person to wring out of.
I think Viridian just stands their ground, staring into Debbie's eyes. I think trying to insight as to what might have shifted. And I think Debbie can see that In Viridian's eyes, she is a little hurt that Debbie doesn't trust them and is demanding information of them. And I think Viridian just sits there quietly for maybe a little too long, almost as if hesitating. And then she says, "You really, really want to know? You don't trust me?"
She bangs her hand against the coffee table, putting a dent into it. Why else? Why else would I be here? Why else would
Because-
any of us be here, Viridian? What is all of this?
Because we're friends? Does that mean anything to you? Maybe not.
Do friendships, does trust get us far?
It can. It can.
Did it get you far in whatever you were doing your business in before Korea?
Viridian's eyes harden. And I think her eyes also flash orange. And Viridian sits up straighter. Fine. If you're not going to drop this, I don't know if you'd know him. It's not really your scene. His name was Kevin.
Is this a lie or something you are attempting to persuade as something you believe in?
This is a lie.
Okay.
I will roll for this. I have a specialty in lying.
You definitely do.
You can
Get
also
it?
you can also rouse the blood to get an extra die.
Cool, I will do that.
You need to make a rouse check.
Yeah, give me a res
Okay.
check.
What is that? Oh, that is another failure.
Okay.
So that gives me an extra dice, you said?
I'm double checking right now how many you get. What's your blood potency?
2.
It should be 1.
It should be 1.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
2 die. It's the errata, 2 dice.
Okay. So 2, and then I get 3. Okay, so then I will use manipulation, I think would be the best.
Okay.
Okay. Oh. I'm gonna spend a willpower to reroll 3 of these. This one's cut. Okay, so that's 7.
Debbie rolled 9 successes with a messy critical. She leans forward. And then, Jay, I would love to ask you a question.
Okay.
Could I compel you if I am able to?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
Because I can try to resist.
Yes, you can. So give me an intelligence plus resolve.
Okay.
Okay.
And I get an extra dice, I think, because of my
Yes, you do.
blood stuff. Intelligence and
You add your fortitude too for the mind thing, I think.
do I? Oh yes, because I have an unswayable mind. Yes, so I get to add my fortitude. Wait, I can't do math. This is such simple math. You said intelligence resolve,
Yes.
and then I get an extra
And
die,
whatever
and then I
else
get another extra
you
die.
add.
Okay. I got a messy critical. I don't know if that does anything. Hunger die was a 10. And then two zeros is double, right?
Yes,
Two
that's
tens
4.
is 4.
Yep.
Okay. So that's 5, 6, 7. What are you? Okay, 8.
You succeed. As she leans in, your unswayable mind intact, you can see her eyes beginning to flicker in a more hypnotizing way. In circles, her eyes goes, and you wouldn't be able to see it if you were under, but you know what's going on. You're gonna tell me the name. Because that's how you get further. You're only such a small little thing when it comes to this business. So you're gonna give me the name. And we can make you something so much bigger than what you are.
And I pretend that it worked.
Sure. I won't make you roll. She is, for full transparency, at 4 hunger because she rolled a bestial failure earlier.
Can I tell that she's hungry too?
I think so. She's like licking her teeth and like being less put together.
Cool. Viridian allows their stare to go blank, making direct eye contact with her. And as blankly as she can, Viridian says, I told you. His name is Kevin. Jet killed him when he found out. He is gone now.
Before we get back to this, Jet, Cerise, and Wendy, where would the two of you be on the way, at, before, during this conversation? You've been given, Viridian hasn't taken a second to just like text or anything, so there's no contact necessarily from Viridian.
I wasn't there during the ghouling.
Right.
So I don't know that Debbie is there. I would have probably at some point within this time head back to the office, not knowing there's a meeting, thinking that only the 4 of them, 5 including Ted, are there.
Cerise would assume that when Viridian is done, that she will text them, or Calliope will text us that somebody will let us know that it's done. So I think Cerise is, if it's okay with you, Jen, Cerise and Wendy are still out probably at this time. Just trying to like occupy our time trying to find things to do once shopping is over, because that can only take so long.
Yeah, I feel like Wendy would also be kind of just like, oh, and this was because a lot's changed in this area since Wendy was here back in the 80s. So I think to kind of just like process what's happening with like Ted and all those things, Wendy would just be like totally down to be led around anywhere and just starts telling Cerise like, oh, this building wasn't here before and it used to be this building, and just to try to also decompress.
And Cerise lets Wendy just kind of like talk about whatever it is that they need to talk about in this moment. Like, I think recognizing
Got it.
that everything is kind of a lot for her right now.
Yeah.
To answer your question, Jay, nothing besides what Debbie wants right now. And if she can or can't get it, is what we will resolve. Jet.
Yeah.
You hear, maybe wherever you are in comparison, someone slamming their fist down. It's towards Viridian's office.
I'm gonna rush in, and I'm probably gonna wait until I've heard the rest of that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And when I hear Viridian say, Jet, like, killed him, when he found out, I'm just gonna open the door, and I'm gonna take off my jacket, and I'm gonna, like, pull on the shirt. Say, it's true. And I have the scar to prove it.
She looks over your diablerie scars.
If we had a body, then I'd simply present it to you. But I think this is enough, right? Now, whether or not you want to punish me for this, which, honestly, didn't think that you would all be influenced of some Western culture, then maybe we can just call it a day and you can tell Mama Ophelia that they owe us some favors.
Give me a persuasion or subterfuge, whatever you're feeling, Jet.
I'll go persuasion. I will also browse. I get hungrier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spend a will.
Okay.
It's 8 successes.
Okay. She only gets 5 and another bestial failure on Debbie's part. Fine. Fine. So it's this person who's inside of your soul now. Well, welcome to the family, Jet. You will get your expansions, Viridian. Tell me, how does this Kevin, how did he manage with all of the Bloodroot again?
sometimes you put few things together and you find that you an orphan. So I would say dumb fucking
what?
dumb fucking luck.
And dumb luck is what got us this far. How unfortunate.
Exactly.
Well, and turning from Viridian, turning her focus over to you, Jet. I'm interested in seeing an orphan with 2 souls. I'm interested in seeing if you are honorable enough to join our family. And she's gonna lunge for you. So, give me what you want to get out of the way. Or if you don't want to get out of the way, how are you reacting as she lunges for you?
If I can quickly down something, and I would like
I'll let you.
Okay. You know what? I am going to force push them to the wall.
Okay.
Verdian is gonna call for Cal.
Okay. Beautiful.
Just shout. I'm assuming Jet didn't close the door
No, I
behind
didn't.
him. Yeah, so Verdian will just call for Cal.
A hard cut to Cerise and Wendy just shopping, walking around town. Wendy is info dumping about this street and this building, and Cerise is listening very politely, like nodding, asking questions about it. Like, oh yeah, like, so you said that this building was built like 500 years ago. That's pretty old.
Yeah, but okay. And then like Wendy like walks over from a street vendor and is like, I know you can't eat anything, but just smell it. It smells so good. Maybe if you smell it enough, you'll be able to kind of like get the taste of it. But like, I swear this is the best.
Gonna do another willpower.
Okay.
That's 11 successes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yo!
With all successes on her hunger die, that is still only a 7 success. You can see her attempt was to pin you down against the floor with her teeth out, and then you are able to make her fly all the way against.
I don't make
The
her
wall.
fly. I feel like I catch her in the air, and then
Okay,
I
yeah.
kind of like push her gently to the wall. Say, you'll get down when you calm down a bit.
Jet, she's hungry. Very hungry.
You got anything in your stocks that can satisfy her?
Would I have blood for Debbie somewhere?
You don't have her. I don't know if you have her verified palette, which is literally just beautiful women.
Well, we don't share a rarefied palette, but like, do you think it would be plausible for Viridian to keep? Yes, Cerise.
Cal is a beautiful woman.
Cal is a beautiful woman.
Cal
Pretty
is a
beautiful.
woman.
Cal is a beautiful woman.
Cal is a beautiful woman. Where is Cal? I called for Cal. Is Cal here?
Yeah, I think she's never too far. She comes back in. She's, still kind of like mussed and like looking like there's a lot of stuff that she still has to do, pushing back meetings. And like looks upon the scene. Yes.
Here.
Okay.
And Viridian is going to just like pull her in and basically just whisper in her ear, essentially asking her, I need your blood, basically. And is basically asking her permission to take some of her blood.
Like, for her to feed on me.
Yes.
She will
How
roll
you not
something.
know. You know I would not ask you if I was not desperate.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And then with her affirmation, Viridian will essentially turn around to face Debbie, and Viridian pulls Cal's wrist and pushes her sleeve up, and basically brings Cal's arm to Debbie's face, and Viridian looks at Debbie and says, "This is unlike you. Drink."
And Jet, you're still holding her back.
I'm gonna say, just to be sure, and I'm gonna turn Debbie upside down and just drop it in her mouth. That way you can't lose control.
And Viridian will pull out, I think, just a little switchblade from her pocket, and we'll just look at Cal and just say, "This will hurt a bit." And we'll cut Cal's forearm, and we'll guide the blood into Debbie's mouth.
A sort of dark stream, blood not having oxygenating so much more in Cal's body. Although maybe whether or not you're close to Calliope or not, you almost swear, although her heartbeat is slower, has been slower for the past however many years, 30 plus, you can swear you hear it still beginning to pump a second or two faster as her fear in this second, her blood supplying what looks like a monster to her, to Debbie. And she lets her blood flow into Debbie's mouth. At some point, Debbie, who is having an interesting time in this orientation, messily, like a dog lapping water after having water for however long, feeding, teeth elongating, but then slowly breathing rather than breathing, slowing down, calming. Cal kind of stepping back, as if the blood loss at this point, it's not going to affect her and her health, but maybe the way that she's feeling faint is more psychosomatic.
Viridian will sort of put an arm around her, or actually I guess like under her arm, to support her, and will gently take Cal's forearm and bring it up to their own lips and kiss it. And will close the wound with her tongue. And then Viridian says, "Thank you. I'll give you my blood later. You will feel better. Come, lie down." And Viridian's gonna guide her to the couch. And we'll just like gently stroke Cal's hair. And we'll murmur something that sounds like, "That's my good girl," to her.
Mm-hmm.
Could I have texted our companions while...
Of course.
This whole process probably took a bit.
Mhm.
Yeah. Is Debbie still being constrained before getting
After
to Sirius?
after the feeding, I would have let go,
Okay.
like gently.
Sirius.
It was just silly. Cerise, I think when they walk in, they're holding onto a cup of tteokbokki that like Wendy has gotten off of a stall, and they're like smelling it very closely and intently, debating whether or not they should try eating it, because Wendy makes it sound so good.
And it's red like blood, so.
I mean, I could just I don't think that this works the same way for me though.
Would be okay. Like I heard.
You think so?
A little bit. Like I don't really know though, because you're like one of those, really high palate vampires people, and
I mean, maybe if the tteokbokki has done something bad in its life, do you think it has?
I don't think so. It's rice. Maybe the fish though. Maybe the fish.
Maybe. And this is like the conversation as we're like walking into the office.
In fact, a mob boss fish. You ain't never seen salmon like that around these parts.
This fish has committed war crimes.
Yeah, literally. It's actually Fey royalty. Sorry, no. No! Sorry. Oh, no. So sorry. Okay, I'm normal. We walk in. Yeah, don't worry, I'm normal now. We walk into this scene, I guess. What is Debbie doing now that she is no longer restrained?
She's just like slumped. Yeah, she's slumped against the wall, like just sitting on the ground, just like trying to get herself together. She'll probably take like a social willpower damage, honestly.
Viridian, after she calms, after probably kissing Cal, will stand and walk over to where Debbie is collapsed and will offer her their hand. Stand up.
She does so.
And Viridian will guide her to her second couch to lie down.
What happened here?
Wait, I have questions.
A lot
Wendy
of
has
things
questions.
happened, and none of it was good.
Well, is that Calliope? Is Calliope okay?
Cal will be fine. I will feed her some of my blood.
I'm just
And your friend?
Yeah, I'm looking at Debbie and say like, I think we're gonna get the favors that they owe us.
Good. So you told her about
About
that
Kevin.
we did it, right?
Yeah, about Kevin. We killed a thin blood named Kevin who was doing all of these things. And
Viridian.
this is where that come from. And I just like point over to the scar.
While Jet is explaining, Viridian will just walk back over to Cal's side of the coffee table, and using their knife again, will just like prick her thumb and press it until there's like a little blood pool, and will basically let Cal suck on her thumb.
Yeah. She sucks on your thumb.
Okay.
This is the imagery you're going with, really, Jay?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very big.
It's something that Viridian can be doing to help Cal while we're all talking.
I love it. We love it.
That aside.
Yeah. Well then. Wendy's just having a little moment of gay panic. It's fine.
Why are you panicking?
Cerise is gonna walk over to Jet and say, I didn't realize that you had killed him.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't really. I was hoping not to have to tell you all.
Seems a little strange, given that he was the murderer, right? Of King Kong.
He fought back. And I'm just like looking back at Debbie, trying to figure out like.
Why don't
Oh.
you three go outside, give these two quiet? A little bit of
Sure.
privacy as they...
You don't need to do that. Debbie speaks up.
Are you sure?
All of you stay here. And from sort of where she's sitting against the wall.
She's on the couch. I brought her to the couch.
Oh, got it, sorry. What do you... I'm going to ask you all a question. Suit, everything, blood in her hair. What do all of you lose if you took everything and got out of here? Out of the country? If I could give you whatever you wanted elsewhere.
I have an illustrious career here. It'll be a little hard to build up again somewhere else.
I've done the uprooting thing before. Not my cup of tea. I think I'm fine here.
I kind of just got back.
Why would you want me to leave?
Because whoever the fuck Kevin is was not the answer I was looking for.
Well, that's the answer you're gonna get. So...
Hold on, Jet. Were you expecting a specific answer? Who did you want us to kill?
Did you kill anyone else besides Kevin?
Who did you want us to kill?
We didn't know if it would be possible for you to kill her or not. We had raised her. I was looking for Natalie.
Why? Why do you want her dead?
It's not that I want her dead. It's that was the arrangement.
With?
Ophelia.
And why does Ophelia want Natalie dead? Doesn't Natalie work for Ophelia?
A blood bond works in fun ways, doesn't it? When you're told to make, looks at Viridian, all the chicken run around. explode all the pawns all at once at each other. The ones feeding the chickens can be at the top, changing the way things work, changing the structure of what we have. No more flexibility. Get some important pieces moving. Scans the room, looking at all four of you. Distracted.
Distracted from what, Debbie? What's really going on?
The orphans have something that we don't have. The ability for some to walk out into daylight. Alchemy. The ability to hide. That's something we can use. Something we can use for our own. And the more that a banking company is able to hide in plain sight as much as possible, even during the day, we could make an old vampire very happy to have a new experience. A collection of old vampires. I'll give you no fluff. This is selfish.
The most boring kind of motivation, if you ask me.
People who work on money are fairly boring.
Believe me, I know.
I just think it's sad. Because all you had to do was ask.
You know I would have helped you, right? And I still will help you, Debbie, even after everything you attempted to do tonight.
I would save your breath. I'm going to get killed today.
Why? By who?
The one who gave me my undeath for not getting the answer we needed to get this going off the ground.
Sajagnim,
Yes, Zeris.
do you think her life is worth saving?
Viridian turns to look at Debbie. There's something about you, Debbie Min. Something about you that I like. You were one of the only people in this city who I really thought understood me. And I thought that that was mutual. If you would like, Debbie, we can save you. Help you escape from under her.
If you do that, you'll have to uproot.
Not if there's a power vacuum. And who better to fill that spot than us?
Would you accept that responsibility?
I
Well-
would.
Wasn't that what I was working for all this time?
She was expecting you to crash.
She doesn't know Jet very well then.
They
It's
not. I've
not a
never seen
very-
that guy crash.
Not a very good leader then. Setting people up intentionally to fail.
Remove her from power. You're free. And we don't have to go anywhere.
And you could either assume your role, the role that you have been groomed for since, well, your whole life. Or you could escape it all, run away, start anew, fuck off to New York, join the cam. Whatever you want.
I mean, it's a shipping container, and how long on a boat? You'll be fine.
The one thing that would help me get to New York was Natalie. Not in any helpful way. At some point, she would serve her use.
What does Natalie have that, I don't know, someone like me doesn't?
Sorcery. The ability to see ghosts. She's learned and consumed a lot.
I was thinking more like, never mind.
Well, we are friends with the Wudong, who can commune with ghosts if that's important to getting you to New York for some reason. Right, Wendy?
Oh yeah, I'm sure we could just, call her up without calling her up. But also, I'm just curious. Like, why wouldn't you want to leave?
All of us good little children are bound to our godmother.
I don't think all of you are.
Blood bonds fade too.
One
It'll
little
take time.
One little David did run away.
Something kind of clicks at the name of David. He is the one that believed in Ouroboros. Interesting.
It's ironic.
Her wheels beginning to move in Debbie's brain. If we are to create a power vacuum, I will be on the verge of death every time that we're not able to get this through. And I may very well join the rest of my failed god siblings that are inside of my godmother. But it may be worth it. Maybe I've lived my life long enough.
So I do kind of like thinks about it for a second, but then like what happens? Like what happens if you leave and then other people start leaving? Is that like, but we can help with that, right? And like Wendy just kind of like starts like going into her own mind thing again that they do, and it's just like, but we could help and we could do this, and starts just like trying to problem solve in the corner.
Viridian, if you have a place for Debbie to stay, to hide safely,
I have many.
I can take care of Ophelia. I was hoping to send a little gift to our friends at the Hino family, but it looks like it's gonna have to be enough for good old godmother there.
What exactly do you plan?
Just a little gift that I had a pretty friendly Malkavian build for me.
Cinnabar.
One and only.
How did you... And Viridian will look down to where Cal is next to them.
The how's not important.
Viridian just like looks at Cal and just the slightest roll of her eyes and back up to Chet.
Let's hide Debbie for a few days. And I'll make sure that Ophelia is not a problem.
I'm not sure if she would forever not be a problem. But it could be distraction.
It at least would end all of this so that the kindred community can focus on eliminating the Second Inquisition, because that threatens all of us. The SI cares not for who hates who. They seek to eradicate us all.
And I mean, if they've infiltrated the police, I'll have a lot of fun with that. We need to get rid of the Second Inquisition, right? I've already been picking them off one by one, maybe without even knowing it.
I mean, we could still do. Cerise seems to be enjoying what they're doing, so we could still do that, but it's going to take a while.
And we have an inn now. And Viridian will turn to Debbie and just say, remember all those years ago, we made promises to each other that we would be there for each other no matter what. Even if you broke your end. I don't make promises lightly. I keep my word. I'm not letting you die, if that is not what you wish. And I know you, Debbie, you are not one to just go out like that. You don't want to kneel at the feet of your godmother any longer. We are offering you an out. So take it.
It's painful to hear in a beautiful way. Give me the time to ruminate.
How much time do you need? Because the longer we wait, the harder this becomes.
At least now we have the element of surprise.
A few hours. I'll make a decision. And I think she straightens up. I'm sorry. I think she looks at Jet when she says that, and then kind of looks over to Calliope. I cannot, with not the resources that I have, pale in comparison to what Ophelia could have given you. But she looks over to Jet. For better or for worse, David's in San Francisco.
Doing what?
Bumping shoulders.
With
I don't think she doesn't answer you quite yet, but looks over to Jet.
I think I'm fine. You can stay there for all I care.
Okay. And as Debbie collects herself for the remaining however many hours, what do all of you do?
Cerise would be very curious about how Jet plans on taking care of Ophelia.
Oh,
so to speak.
I explained to them the contraptions in a bar makes. I explained to them the glow sticks that I carry, and I explained to them what happened to Kevin. Explained to them profusely tell Cerise that it wasn't their fault. And that's what I do.
I think after Cal is feeling all right, Viridian, after everyone leaves the office, I think Viridian lets Debbie just have the room. But before Viridian themselves leaves, she just says, I know trust is hard. But after everything you and I have gone through, I hope you see truth in my words and my intention.
You actually keep friends.
Very few make the cut. I hope you are one of them.
I struggle with forgiveness. Being the recipient of it feels horrible. But I'd like to be.
Good. Well, I will let you have the room to think. But just know, I forgive you. You didn't have to use your powers on me. And Viridian will offer her a small smile and then turn and walk out and close the door.
You just see the most painful, face pained for being forgiven. And you walk out. With the information given today of Ted, who is a ghoul, Debbie having attacked socially Viridian, physically Jet, Ethan is alive. As these next few days or so, weeks, there hasn't been anything quite said yet in any capacity. No random phone calls, no invitations from Ophelia or the Min Banking or whatever it may be. A strange, staggering peace. Everyone, as far as they understand, still in this truce. Before we end our season, is there anything, just last minute things to wrap up or do? Do we want to start with Jet?
Yeah. Did we get an answer from Debbie?
She will help.
Okay. After a few weeks, in a kind of spruce room in a building, he makes a phone call to Ophelia.
Hello, Jet.
Hi, Auntie. How is everything doing? It's been quiet.
It has been quiet, hasn't it?
Yes, yeah. Have you... It's been a while since we've spoken, throughout the investigations and whatever, I found something that you might like, and I brought you a gift. It should be there right now.
You weren't able to come see your auntie and give it to me? I understand you must be very busy. Don't worry.
Running a drug empire is not that easy. I gotta do a lot of things on my own. You understand?
Certainly.
Tell me, is the box Is it there?
I believe I'm getting it. Can someone get this? Get my a gift, please. And there is rustling. I see it. It's coming right to me.
Great. I would love for you to open it. I'd love to hear your reaction on the phone.
Well, I'm never stopped being a lover of gifts. So you are. Is it like, how is it wrapped? Is it like a?
It's like I had Cinnabar make it into a like very antique looking wooden
Got
box with like dragon carvings and such.
Got it.
Yeah. And there's just
It's
a
very
key
heavy.
that you just like turn. Oh yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. A lot of special things are inside. Things that you might
Multiple
like.
things.
Yeah.
Cat.
You gotta go grand when it comes with Ophelia Min, right?
Well, perhaps. The sound of her unlacing whatever ribbon, pulling paper away. Now, what could be in this beautiful box? And as she's speaking,
Mhm.
before her sentence can fully arrive or escape her mouth, is it an explosion, Jet?
It's a
What do we
bunch
hear?
of so Jet is actually in a building across from Ophelia's office.
Right.
And what Jet sees is a bunch of flashes. Several flashes of light as these glow sticks that were explained to the Coterie are a bunch of flashbangs that emit light that emit sunlight. And after 10 flashes, it stops.
The phone is left on as Ophelia and all the people in the room with her, all, suited guards, all fall to the ground. Just the eerie quiet of the phone.
Lovely, lovely talking to you, godmother, auntie. And I just turn the phone off, just end the call. And I just walk out the room.
That is Jet.
I can go. Cerise, in the weeks after, has been spending quite a lot of time with Ethan, actually. Has been helping him to recover and hiding him because Cerise needed a place to hide from the cops all of this time after everything that they've been doing, and so their apartment's actually a very good hideout, and they make a big fuss about it, I think, but they let Ethan hide out in their apartment. And they are very, very intrigued by this ability that he's showing, by this cult of ecstasy that Key mentioned that has something to do with this ability, and I think they've been ruminating on that a lot and thinking about pursuing that. They haven't told Ethan about it yet, but I think that is something that they've been ruminating on. Yeah, I was just saying that Cerise has been spending a lot of time with Ethan, helping him recover, and has been growing increasingly more curious about mortals with magic powers and about this cult of ecstasy that Key mentioned that seems to be related to them in some way. And is, I think, getting closer and closer to basically putting their grubby little fingers into a place that probably they don't belong. But I think the last scene for the season that we sort of see is Cerise out on a date with Viridian. Viridian, where would we be going?
I think Viridian sends Cerise a bouquet of flowers, and in the bouquet of flowers is a card, and the card says, sweet little nothings. I don't know. Viridian has beautiful handwriting, but also included is 2 tickets for an after-hours private showing in one of the local art museums in Itaewon. Probably some modern art exhibit. I think Viridian prefers. Viridian actually doesn't. I don't think Viridian has a preference for art, but Viridian does enjoy art museums. So I think Viridian pulled some strings and basically got one of these big museums to open after hours for them and you. And so I think there's just the shot of the two of us walking around this art gallery. And we're holding hands. And I think there's just it's empty. Except for us and security, of course. But it's just time. And I think that's just like a quiet little montage. Yeah.
For Wendy, I think Wendy spent a couple weeks just kind of processing everything that's happened so far and kind of getting ready for what the future is going to look like now that Ted is no longer a person that they need to worry about, nor is they have an apartment. So I think the last scene that we see of Wendy in this era is just them cleaning their apartment because it's nice, and Viridian is over a lot more often, and Cerise is over a lot more often, and so it's just Wendy drinking a blood bag, cleaning their house, apartment, blasting K-pop, end scene.
And does Viridian do anything also?
I think the last thing Viridian might do, just as a closing thing.
Yeah. The last thing of this entire fucking season, Viridian is going to start looking into San Francisco, and is actually curious about whoever the hell David is, but also about their past. Ooh. Okay, my internet held up. That's great.
Beautiful.
Actually, can I have one last few things just to describe?
Okay. Yeah.
You're really testing Jay's internet here.
Yep. So Jet actually, as a last scene, is seen wearing a haori with a white snake and 7 moons in concentric style, and is pretty much giving a few drugs to new dealers who seem to be of the orphan persuasion. That's it.
New drugs on the streets.
Maybe.
New leaderships.
Yeah.
That's been season 1 of Itaewon by Night. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this crazy show. Once again, to end us, season 2, you can expect us back April 4th. We're going to be in a different place, but same time, Bad House RPG. Check that shit out on Twitter, as well as the eventual Twitch. Going on right now over at Bad House is a very fun Visigoths versus Malgoths game on Mondays. I've been your storyteller, Josephine. I'm at Scary Dog Friend. I do lots of other stuff with TTRPG performance as well as storytelling, and I have been losing my goddamn mind over this game every single week in a very positive way. I'll head that over to Youngles.
Hi, I'm Youngles. I've been playing Wendy, who is your very apparently anxious person. But you can find me on Twitter. I don't know. That was just really cool, and I'm really sad that I'm not going to see these people for a month like this. And y'all have been amazing. Chat, you've been amazing. And this has been so much fun. This is my first real VTM game, so it was really, really cool to like play, learn everything, and I'm just really happy I get to play Wendy. So make sure you check us out for season 2, and I'll pass it to Hamna.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. This was also my first vampire game. It was very fun. I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm very excited to continue on with the intrigue for season 2. So yes, definitely come check us out when we come back. But in the meantime, you can follow me on Twitter at @shahid_ to see all of the other projects that I'm a part of, because I am on a lot of different APs right now. So Twitter's the best place to know where I am at any given point in time. Coming up next is actually on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time over on Transplanar RPG's channel. I will be over there. It is the penultimate episode of the entire campaign. Yes, we do cry. I cry again in this episode, so if you like to watch that, I guess you can come watch me ugly sob on camera. Actually, I'm kind of pretty when it's fine. The point being, I cry. It's very sad. It's very dramatic. You should come watch. I am very proud of the work that we did on that show. So come support. It's a lot of fun. And with that, I will pass it over to Jay.
So much. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me now or not?
We could hear you the whole time. Yeah.
I could hear you the whole time, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was hearing like every fourth word from you all, and your videos were all frozen. Anyway, hi, everyone. My name is Jay. I use they, them pronouns. I'm on the internet at NalaWoo. Usually, I'm more professional than this. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Yeah. I do things. I draw things. I make things. I make my voice make funny sounds and things. Follow me on the internet. I do a lot of stuff. And I can't think of anything at this moment to shout out, but we're out here. You can see. I don't know. Yep. Anyway, I'm gonna pass it over to Fab.
Howdy, it's me. It's Fabs. Hi. I've been Jet. Your Thin Blood. You can find me at Rockets and Pens. Also, let me try this whole shout out thing. That how's RPG. If it works. Nope, it does not work. Okay, whatever. Anyway, you can find me mostly here, but also at Bad House RPG, where we're starting Darkness Eternal, our World of Darkness setting. Yeah, sorry, it went a little late, but yeah, it's worth it. Anyway, yeah, we're going to be coming back in April 4th. I'm going to be GMing a mage game on March 2nd. I'm going to be a player in a vampire game on March 3rd with Joe. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. I'm going to try to keep this quick. Yeah, again, Bad House RPG. Also, check out our Patreon. We just release all Jets. If you want to do the flashbang thing, we have Jets formulas in that book. We also released what do you call this? Mage, the rework for V5. If you want to try that out, yeah, only $10 for those games and more as we go through the months. Anyway, we're gonna have also epilogue kind of solo stuff on Patreon. So check that out for $5. You can listen to that shit. Awesome. All right, but like, hey, in the words of Joe, we'll see you guys in a month. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye.